Hello and welcome, guys. We are going through some stupid ideas for the Zaalbar Omi. We're going to go through the Zaalbar Omi first because it's the first part of 5v5s where it's been available. And in 3v3s, we all know the team, it's a fixed team. So, there is a couple of parts to it. This army is Zaalbar gains retribution and taunt for one turn at the start of the battle. This is regardless of anything else. At the start of his turn, and whenever he loses retribution or taunt, hello kitten. Whenever he attacks out of turn, inflicted damage over time for 2 turns with an enemy, which can't be evaded or resisted, and enemies can't gain defense up or stealth. Now, defense up and stealth, this is basically a call out to go, fuck you, Bad Batch. That's all this is fuck you, Bad Batch. End of. Done. Now, the main part of this, I initially thought would be this lot. Really not, but we are going to go through it because Cartho Nasi is a possible lead, and so is Shorty. The team I am planning on is something different. The team I am planning on runs on this. So, in 5v5, if all allies are light side Old Republic and the leader is not a Jedi, allies are immune to daze and expose at the start of each turn, gain 20% defense and tenacity for each debuffed enemy until the end of their turn. Whenever an ally taunts, they dispel it, take a bonus turn and gain 100% offense until the end of the encounter or the start of the Galactic Legends turn. Whenever an enemy gains a bonus turn, they're inflicted with a stack of damage over time, which can't be evaded or resisted. If Jolly Binder is an ally, that looks pretty bad. Revives all allies. These bonus turns resist through Zaalbar's defeat. That, if you are going to run it with Cartho Nasi, you need to be running a very, very specific team, and I'll show you why. You would effectively want Cartho Nasi, Jolie Bindo, Mission because she's going to assist with Zaalbar, and you're probably going to want either T3 or Hyundai as your support. Hyundai is likely to piss off Starkiller or to a support team. It can be good. It's not amazing. And this is why. This is why it's not amazing. This does not do a lot for you. This doesn't do a lot. And okay, I gain potency, tenacity, crit avoidance. That's all great. Okay, so where else could we go? Shorty. He has the lead. Okay, there's no droids. So Shorty is pretty pointless. But the VIP, you could try to plan it well. Get the VIP on where you want. But why would you do that? Let's go to a whole new scale of fucked up ideas. There is an answer. Now, I know people will say the Wookiee team sucks. We're not running a full Wookiee team. We're still running Zaalbar and Mission. Because Zaalbar and Mission do all their bullshit together. Combining that is just funny. Now remember, this is, he will always have taunt and retribution. That's the first thing to remember here. This is the first thing that is the thing to remember. We'll go in Tarful, and we'll read his lead. So, at the start of the battle, all Wookiee allies, tanks, gain taunt for one turn. We've already got taunt. All allies gain 20% defense and max health doubled for Wookiee allies. He's a Wookiee. He's gaining 40% defense and max health. Combining that with Zaalbar already, that's pretty nice. Whenever a Wookiee ally taunts, which he's always going to be doing, all Wookiee allies gain 10% defense stacking for the rest of the encounter. So at the start of his turn, he gains it. So that's every turn he takes, he's giving 10% defense. If he loses it, so you debuff him or remove his buffs, he gains it. And the third part of this is that this isn't even the beginnings of how screwed up this gets. We're the second part in. So the next bit is when the taunt expires, all Wookiees recover 25% health. His taunt isn't going to expire. His taunt is going to be removed. So it doesn't really help, but it's going to be funny. At the start of each ally Wookiee's turn, they gain offense equal to 200% of their defense. You're going to defense this character because you are going to try and break people's brains with maths. So, at the start of the battle, if there are no galactic legend enemies, whenever an allied Wookiee is critically hit, they reflect 50% of the damage back. This can't defeat enemies. We'll ignore the TW bit. This is where it gets deadly. This is where this begins to get a problem. You're going to have to throw a galactic legend at this to stop the risk. But that's not all of it. You've got battle together. Starfalls, okay, don't really care. He's got tenacity, he's getting speed. Whenever an ally is buffed, he gains 10% turn meter. If there are at least 3 other Wookiee allies active at the start of battle. There's your first line. We've got to make sure there's 3 other Wookiee allies. If veteran smuggler Chewie is a ally, veteran smuggler Han is also against the effect of raw. Okay, this is going to get complicated. Whenever it's used, whenever a Wookiee ally gains health up, all allies recover 50% action, yada yada. Whenever a Wookiee ally gains retribution, oh wait, he's doing this. The other bit to remember, Wookiee allies inflict damage over time to an enemy for 2 turns. And they use a basic ability which can't be evaded. We're starting to piece this together. Zaalbar is now permanently giving out even more damage over times, which can't be evaded. This is where this gets even worse. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn, all allies gain 25 speed, stacking max 500 for 1 turn. Combine that with the stuff for oh look, defense up and stealth. That is fuck you, Bad Batch. That is just fuck you, Bad Batch. Bad Batch will not want to run into this. People will instantly look it up and go, oh, the counter for Wookiees is Bad Batch. That's what it is at the current moment. And the amount of people that have potentially just bought that Bad Batch Lightspeed bundle. Okay, throw Bad Batch at it. You don't get defense up, so you're not doing true damage. You're not getting stealth, so you're not hiding from me. You are going to get eaten. Okay. And then you think, okay, it can't get worse than that, surely. But it does. It gets worse. Because 4 of your team are going to get this. Dispel all debuffs on allies, and they gain 50% critical damage for 2 turns. Wookiees gain potency up, tenacity up for 2 turns. They gain 10% max health stacking for the rest of the encounter, and all enemies are infected with provoke for 1 turn, which cannot be evaded. Okay. Then we'll go back to Zaalbar. You start looking at this. Gains 20% stacking defense each time he takes damage in the battle for 1 turn. This is going to get painful very quick. Then you start looking at this, and it's like, oh, okay, oh, fuck, okay, he's recovering health. You start doing the maths on him, and he starts getting painful. Painful quickly. And then you're going to say to me, oh, but what's the rest of the team? So we've got Tarful lead, we've got Zaalbar, we know we want mission. We will have to take Veteran Smuggler Chewie. And again, we've got Let the Wookiee Win. 12% offense until he uses 2 abilities. Okay, that's fine. We've also got this bullshit on top of it. This is where it starts getting really, really scary, guys. It eventually starts adding up that this critical damage, the Hellsteel, the Veteran Smuggler Chewie in hand together, and we'll go to those now because he is the last piece of the puzzle. We have this. And Han gains a buff. He gains 50% defense till the next turn. He's going to be just as tough as they are. He's going to get just as tough. This team is not to be underestimated. If we go in here, I've already built the team up. I've already decided potentially a few bits this week. This is the team we're on about, guys. We've got Tarful's Mission, Zaalbar, Veteran Smuggler Chewie, and Han. Veteran Smuggler. I put it with the Mission Army, specifically because I want the armor pen. Most of them do physical damage. I think all of them do. We've got 100% tenacity on here as well. Got the start with 25% turn meter, and mercenary allies gain retribution for 3 turns. This is just making it unnice. Nasty as sin, horrible, whatever you want to call it. This level 3 on Wookiees that are going to have counter attack, which means they now hit under protection. And they're hitting hard. They're hitting really hard. And now people are starting to potentially do the maths and realizing you're going to want to remod him for absolute raw defense. Loads of health, loads of defense. And at the moment, I need to remod. I am at health. I've got health here. I've got defensive set. But I'm probably going to switch out. Probably going to run a full defense set. I don't know exactly where he's going to end up yet. I've only got the team drop back here as a temporary thing. When I'm building teams up that I want to use on defense, I will throw them in different sectors depending on what I want to do. And that team is one of those teams that is very likely to potentially give. And this is the thing, it's like, yes, there are drawbacks to Tarful's lead. It only affects these two with offense and bits and pieces. He gets the benefit of the raw thing. He gains this because of Veteran Smuggler Chewie. He doesn't gain the benefits of the rest, and she's only there because at the end of the day, mission has 50% offense. If Zaalbar is present, and he also gains this bonus. He's got 50% offense. And once per turn, mission assists when Zaalbar uses an ability. When Zaalbar takes damage from an attack, mission grants 10% offense stacking for 2 turns. Mission deals damage to an enemy, Zaalbar recovers 10% health. Combine this with Zaalbar, with just that start of the army, it's a sickening feeling. When I started to look into it, I knew I had to sit down and go through it on stream and record the video that's going on YouTube. This will actually come out on the Friday after we have started GAC. If you're a subscriber, you will be getting access to the video before that, but it will come out on the Friday otherwise. So thank you very much. Please like, share, subscribe.